You start the broadcast with some sort of graphic on the program screen, so that's what's being broadcasted, and then you'll have the intro in the preview section on deck.
How do you get the graphics onto the computer?
Okay, so the graphics. If you want to add them, there's these little things in the bottom corners of this side right here is all for pictures and still images, and this side is for videos. And if you want to have a picture up, there's some here already, but if for some reason they're not there, you can click add, and then you can select different photos that are either in the Tricaster, or you can go and browse the computer. And these are other things that are in various flash drives. And if you have images from a flash drive, you need to keep the flash drive connected to the computer, or you will lose the image because it doesn't.
Unless you put it on the hard.
Unless you put it on the hard drive, because it does not copy straight there. It's very important. Take note. So you're gonna start with either one of the two graphics, graphics 1 or graphics 2. It really doesn't matter, whichever one you want to use, and put that there, and then the intro. So then,
and Allie,
yes.
is there a reason we always start with something up?
Just to give us some time. Like, you don't really have to, but I always do, and that's always, like, if you look on the streaming over here, it's just something there that shows, like, you know, we're here, we're just not streaming it.
And I think that's really important, because here's what a teacher will get.
Exactly.
If we don't have anything up there, they'll see this and they'll be like, oh my god, my computer's not working.
Exactly.
But if we have, you know, something like this, please stand by, then they know, all right, it's okay, they just haven't started the news thread like that. So that's why we have that.
So you're going to switch this lever right here, which will just flip these, and at the same time press play for the intro. So the intro will play, and both of those just get swapped. So now the intro is playing, that is on deck. And now, while the intro is playing and that's on deck, you're gonna switch the buttons down here to camera 1. So that's waiting. So when this goes through and finishes, you can just flip this and have them switch. So the intro is almost over. So at this point, you'll count down. When it gets to about 5 seconds, you'll count your news anchors down. And then tell them when it gets to 0, they can go. And you switch. And why didn't that switch?
The one on the left is always the on-deck circle.
Yes. All right. So now it's switched. So that one flipped, and Mr. Goss would be talking right now. And so while he's talking,
how do you?
You're at the news desk still.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're at the news desk. If Mr. Rachi goes to the green screen, that would help demonstrate. Or Mr. Rachi's at the desk. So Mr. Rachi's talking. He's talking, and then while he's talking, over here, you're gonna down here press V2. Which is the green screen overlaid with graphics 1. And you're going to choose, say, a sports background, because if sports is first, so Mr. Goss will be discussing sports. Now, Mr. Rachi is still talking. So in the meantime, you can adjust the green screen and make your adjustments, because if you look at this green screen, it looks terrible right now. And by doing that, you're going to press the little settings icon, the little gear there. On camera 2, not on camera 3 or camera 1 or any of the other ones, and you're going to press that setting and go to live matte and crop. You're going to take this little dropper, click and hold, which will eliminate the overlay right there, and you're going to drag it over to a spot of green and then release the click, and it will add in the green screen. And you want to make sure your lighting is adjusted properly, so I would do this ahead of the news before you actually broadcast.
And watch what happens if I do this.
If he steps back or when he moves.
So it's really important. There's so many variables. Like if Danny stands like this, it's going to screw everything up.
Yeah.
So you got to remind these people, if it's really screwed up, just say, hey Dan, are you on your tape? Because there's tape on the floor here. Same thing if I'm like way out here. It
actually doesn't look that bad, but sometimes it does, and you want to have your tape on the floor and keep your lighting in the same spot so we don't have to adjust it like crazy every single time, because that is not very fun to do.
Should be like George Foreman's fat-free grill. Set it and forget it.
Exactly. Set it and forget it. I like that. And you can adjust the tolerance here. If Mr. Goss stays there, we can still see. If we put the tolerance too far, he's just ahead. And otherwise, if you take it all the way off, it just doesn't really do. Like, he's black and white for some reason. But anyway, so when you bring that up, there's a happy medium between all this. And that's just playing around with the lighting and the settings. So now Mr. Rachi's done talking, and Mr. Goss is standing at the green screen. So when he's ready and Mr. Rachi's done talking, or he actually left, we'll switch. Mr. Goss will give the sports or whatever. And keep in mind, camera 1 is still on here, and we're gonna go right back to there anyway, because after sports you go back to the news, and then so yeah. We'll switch back. So now they're being broadcasting, and in the meantime weather's up next. So you'll go down to graphics 1 and you'll grab the weather map or whatever weather map you have, get that ready, and then when they're done at the desk with the second part of the news, you'll go back to weather. So he'll do the weather.
And that's not really, that's just the background we use for the weather. That's
yeah, you can bring in your own backgrounds. You don't have to use these ones. And yeah, it's freedom to do what you want.
Right.
So.
But I mean, for what we use, we're using the same one, which is really not what the temperatures are.
Exactly, no, it's not. It'd be cool at some point in the future, if you're watching this in the future, to get some cool radar, live radar. That'd be awesome.
You just throw it in the net.
We've done that before, but yeah, it's hard with that computer. If we could somehow get it on this one, it'd be great.
If you want to feed live radar, you need to feed it off of
that computer, yeah.
And so we would
Overlay
go to like
it.
channel.
We could probably call up like WTNH or Channel 3.
we've done it
literally
before.
call their studio and say, hey, how do you guys get your radio or your radar?
Well, they have all the
We've even gone to
machines.
NOAA and gotten it there.
No, well, I mean, like, how do you guys get your how do you put it onto the map? Because they use Tricasters.
We have one of these inputs.
Yeah.
Before we'll just overlay that, which they have way more serious stuff.
Well, they just have a different Tricaster. We could probably do it.
We've done it.
Yeah, we've done
it. So,
all right, so but yeah, we're losing viewers. All right, so anyway, so yep, he does weather, finishes, and then we go to the front desk, and again, and they do whatever it is, history and fun fact. And then while they're doing that, joke of the day is getting ready at the green screen, so we can bring in like a pumpkin or something like that. So run, Nate, run! And Nate is getting ready to do joke of the day. Will finishes, and then we go over to Nate. And at this point, camera 1 turns, which goes to the end of the news. Well, so Will is now on deck in the chair, but keep in mind, you have to switch from camera 1 to V1, which is camera 1 with graphics 2 overlaid in the background. So you can choose a different background. I like the Lorax. And now we're ready to switch when Nate delivers his joke over to Will. And then Will gives the end of the news, just like that. And when Will finishes, you're gonna click this button, FTV, which means fade to black, and fade to black. And then cut the stream over there.
Now, Allie.
Yes.
The past we had the music challenge.
Music challenge.
How could we do the music challenge again?
So we have music challenge in graphics 2. So while it's under fade to black, if you click graphics 2 and then you put graphics 2 in red, which means that's what's being broadcasted, and unclick fade to black, the music challenge comes up. Oh, and keep in mind, when you click fade to black, it does cut the sound, so the sound just kind of fades out too.
Oh, okay.
So
I did not know
as
that.
as long as I can remember, that's what it is.
So how did we get sound for the music challenge?
We had the music challenge up on this computer last year because we weren't using it to stream, but I don't think we can do that now because it's streaming off this computer, so you might have to pull it up on that computer and somehow get the audio in, so play it at then, or play it on that computer when this comes up, and it should somehow overlay as long as the audio is plugged in.
But does it stream? I think it takes it up into the program and spits it back out. I don't think it actually does.
You think
capturing
it?
I think you can play it on there. You couldn't play it on there and get the audio out because that's going to be playing the audio from the stream. Yeah, that has to stream.
But do we have to have that audio up every time when we stream?
I mean, if you...
I don't think there's any way to not have it.
Well, we
yeah,
need to watch the stream every time? Like, if we get it down,
The only
Yeah.
reason why Mr. Rachi and I have been wanting to watch it is that's how we find problems.
Problems, okay.
Like today we had a 1 second delay, which we don't understand.
Okay.
But
That we fix and then
know that it exists.
We can grab a laptop to do that too. We don't have
So
to
for
go
future
over
reference,
any-
I would try it on this computer.